Good morning. Oh, morning in my in my gruffest morning voice. It's Wednesday, the 14th of April. Who would like to join us and the Movement Snack mates for the 8 a.m. Movement Snack? No one here yet. I'm all alone. This is quite usual. This is the twilight zone where I'm on one knee looking at myself, hoping and wishing and praying. See what I did there? A bit dusty. That someone will arrive to help me out with the preamble, please. I think that means not only help me out, but help you lot out. Come on, Chris, give us a headline. What's going on in your world? We have about 4 minutes of preamble ramble, banter, and any headlines count in this preamble. Originally designed to give people time to find their devices, set up your RERs, but it's turned into quite kind of something else really. It's taken on a life of its own. Brackets, thank goodness it is only 4 minutes, otherwise we'd ramble on for much longer. Sister T, I can see you're in. Sister T, you need to scroll back through this page and see the pre-tune, the pre-message that I posted today, because it's one of your favourites. It reminds me of you and I in our bedroom back in the day. Go and have a look, Jane. Morning, Kim is in. Wave from my sister, thank you. Wendy's in, morning, Wendy. I was reading your story that you posted, I think maybe yesterday or day before, on Kelsey's Noon, Wendy. Did make me chuckle, but oh dear, what a terrible impression on your first day, tripping over the rug. Morning, Ian. Eight's a sunny day. We got more eights tonight on the 4 p.m. This is the 8 a.m. where there's no lucky eights, but in the 4 p.m. we'll be doing some lucky eights. Those of you that tune in to the 4 p.m. know what I'm talking about. Thank you for those that joined the early bird morning cup of tea club this morning. I do delete that message. You've kind of got a window of 30 minutes to be in that elite cup of tea club, and then it's gone. When it's gone, it's gone. So you got to be true up and early and having a cup of tea or coffee. Margaret, you just snuck in on this page. I don't think you've arrived yet. Sunny but cool day. I don't know what's quite is going on with the weather today. I don't know if it's a painting the wall day outside or not. Here she is. Morning, Margaret. I just caught your cup of tea club post before we got going. I've got some kind of exciting news. Randomly exciting. Remember this. Hopefully you're still giving yourselves a ticking off of all your movement snacking days, plus additional probiotic. Can you believe we have had this translated into Arabic already, I think that's about right. We've had a request for someone to translate it into Hebrew, a physiotherapist in Israel. That is wow. So this will feature in Hebrew at some point. What about that? Morning, Bristol, from Israel to Bristol. And Pat Haynes, who's Southamptonish, I think. I'm back on the patch, Pat. I'm kind of closer to you. Not that makes any difference at all. Good morning, Beck. Sunny here at the moment. Morning, everyone. I have another question for you. While I was just getting ready for this movement snack, my phone is balanced on Mum and Dad's CD rack. Do you remember CDs off of the olden days? Morning, Sheila. Morning, Jill. So has anyone got? And I thought, I'll just have a look through the CDs there. A range of dads and mums. Morning, everyone. Come on. I'm just rambling, everyone. So just come on in, make yourself comfortable. Who remembers this album? Anyone have that? Anyone have that in your collection somewhere, or have you already taken it to the charity shop? So I plucked out this one, and I've seen tomorrow's early morning motivational track on this album. What will it be? So I'm going to feature. Is his name Errol? Is his name Errol Brown? That's just popped into my head. I'm gonna use a track off this CD for tomorrow's. Can you guess what it is? No prizes, folks. No prizes. Morning, Maddie. Hello, dealing with a J. All right, Red Rita. Thank you for the wave. I'm looking at the clock. I think we're almost there. maybe 30 seconds for the get to go. I didn't even start the painting, Sandra. I sat on the glasses, remember? That kind of interrupted the day a little bit. It might be today. Other things. I'm not delaying it, Sandra. Honestly, I will paint the wall. Right, it's a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Good morning. My name is Bex Townley from Later Life Training. It's the 8 a.m. movement snack. It's been the same for near on 13 months now. Movement is movement, and we all move slightly differently. We all have our own kind of nuances and bits that feel a bit more comfortable or stiffer or creakier than others. We're going to get it all moving this morning as best to your individual potential. Sit or stand options I will present and pose and invite you to have a look at and decide which is for you. Let's go. Circulation boost to start. In the 8 a.m. movement snacks, we do socks if it's safe and comfortable and appropriate to do so. If it's not appropriate for you to be in socks, then of course have appropriate footwear instead. This is really just to showcase the toes so that we can get those freely moving. External support close to hand, fixed, firm, stable. Floor RERs are clear, and of course have a reliable chair if you're going to take those seated options. Standing prompts to start today. Lift and lengthen. And when we talk about standing taller, it's really from this middle bit, from this middle section. Lift and lengthen. Feet are comfortably hip width. Shoulders back and down, and start the rhythmical, steady march. Having feet hip width is significant. If they're too wide, this will feel harder or more cumbersome, shall we say. Too close, and it will increase the balance challenge. We don't really want that. You might prefer to have the external support to the front of you. Everything ahead, looking forwards. But if you need to, occasionally, have a look at the feet to check that you're still hip width apart. This is also a beneficial thing to do. Ankles, feet and toes, we're trying to get going here. So really peel the heels off, get the toes gripping as well, a bit of grippage in, keeping the activity, and then when you're ready, bringing in an arm, switch between the support and then the other, and as and when you feel confident and comfortable, bring them both together. If that isn't for you, maintain this external support, and you might want to even still the feet, if that's possible. There's the arms here, and then you just might want to mix up top half and bottom half. It's entirely up to you. Keep it steady, start steady, stay steady. That's the stand prompts. Here are the sit prompts, if you would like them, if you haven't already. From inactive position into active. Bringing in again, top end down, shoulders steady, rhythmical and consistent. You might prefer to bring the arms together. You choose which rhythmical, steady movement is best for you. It's about the quality of the movement, not the pace. If you're coming up onto feet at some time in your day, we want to involve the legs and the feet in this circulation boost. So here's a hip walk forward, take up some extra support if that helps. Backside just past centre, and then if legs are on your radar for improvement, here we go with our heel raises, building to a low level push. So the toes just press from the floor, the knees are fairly low, lifted and active in the centre. If you feel that you are kind of rolling a bit, you haven't quite got the stamina and support, put in that extra fingertip touch on the chair here, or you might want to leave your toes behind. Bringing in arms as and when you're ready. It might look like this, it might look like this, it might be separates. You might prefer separates, upper and lower. It really is your choice. Now, can you feel, even after those steady couple of minutes of this doable, achievable, comfortable type of movement, you're going to get a light lift from the heart rate, and that will require slightly deeper breaths. So we're not looking to be out of breath or breathless, but we can expect and definitely want that feeling of, I'm no longer at rest, I'm into light activity territory. Try saying that with a gobstopper in your mouth. Light activity territory, just to say it again. Alrighty, that's the circulation boosting done, and it's not just about the movement snacks. Crowbar that into your day. If you've been in the same position for kind of 45 minutes and an hour, just have a moment to sit taller or stand taller, crowbar in a bit of circ boost, and then carry on with your day. Right, are we ready for the top end? 3 movements of shoulder, neck and head. In stand, supporting parts in place, and then start to feel your way around the shoulder raise. Now obviously as the shoulders raise, the hands might come away from the support as well. So do check, you might want some higher support here so that doesn't happen. In sit, it's the same. And as soon as you've got the feel of that raise and lower, build that movement to incorporate then more movement, more shoulder blade action, and thus a more fuller range of motion. So for reach, grab, carry, we're going to need shoulders and shoulder blades, and we're definitely going to need the supporting trunk parts. So 4 or 5 good ones on these. Pause in the middle. Make sure that you've gone down. By that I mean the tendency is to do that and go, right, I'm done. Well, you're not done unless you've gone, am I really done? So feel your way around that. Keep those shoulder blades moving. Keep the head still. Having got that baseline of the top end trio, now we can start the head turn, so the neck movements. Any head movement has potential to challenge your balance. So take up some more support or have a sit down. Here is the head turn, the head glance. Return to the centre, return to sender. Pause each time in the middle, just to check in with yourself that you've still got that optimum active, light active. It's not really tense, it's just activity supporting movement. And you might want to, as you're passing by a mirror, perhaps have a look and just have a check-in that we're not getting any twists or turns, purely because we're looking to optimize that particular movement there, required to see where we're going, look over our shoulder, move the head to get washed, dressed and showered, all those things. So we're looking to maintain these movements. Pause in the middle each time, and you may feel it takes 1 or 2 to get going. Remember, movement improves movement. So just because the first one might feel a bit stiff, just continue, slow, steady pace, and over time we could hope to see and feel that that's going to ease up for you. Third movement of the top trio is this one. It's no longer the lockdown chin chin, because technically we're no longer in the lockdown. Restrictions are lifted in body parts as well, I hope you feel. Here we go, there. And this is the sensation that you're giving yourself a double chin, easing the head back as if you were easing and squeezing back into a pillow. Keep the end of your nose directed forward, and that just is really the prompt to ensure that you're not looking up or dipping the chin. It's definitely there. So those movements, the head turns, the head press, squeeze back, plus the shoulders, has hopefully got all the top end stuff moving more freely, ready for your day. Which means we're on round 2 of circulation boosted. Pick up that, adopt the position again, active through the middle. Select your preferred external supports. Select your combination, 1 arm, 2 arms. You might want to take a slightly wider stance in stand and try some of those directed rows there. You might want to crowbar in a few directional changes, toe taps if you're in stand. That could also be applied to the chair. Also offers a bit of extension out the hips and more focus on those toe taps. So for the circulation boosting, the movement should be rhythmical and consistent. If it takes too much thought, we lose that quality. So notch it down a complexity level and just find something that you can just keep ticking over. That's what we want from the Circuit Boost. Okay, have you ticked over? Let's move on to the trunk trio. 3 movements already in your day. Bending, twisting and turning, and extending. But, are you making the most of those movements just to maintain that? So here in the movement snack, we don't think about doing a task that involves movement. We think about the movements required to perform tasks. So here's my seated side bend option. Buttocks anchored to the chair, feet also anchored, so that's your stable base of support. Either hands, fingertips to chair or lightly on the thighs. Take the side bend and return. Take the first one's smaller range, lift before you bend and see how it feels. It's a bend and return to sender, remember. And then as you succeed and feel more confident and comfortable with that movement, you might feel that you can increase the range of motion. And the effort level should be the same here in the 8am. Comfortable, achievable, successful. You might want to take a pause, a fuller rest in the middle to allow the posture muscles to recover. We're building stamina here in our supporting parts in addition to that movement. So that might be with or without arms. Keep your buttocks in contact with the chair and make sure that you're only going to the side, not forwards or back. That's what we're aiming for. In stand, a wider stance. This is because we're about to take a bend. Here's my external support. I'm going to bend towards that. And because I'm bending away from my centre point, I want to keep this wide support to help me feel more confident and balanced and achieve slightly larger ranges of motion. Now, if I bend this way, I'm bending away from the support. Depends how long your arms are as that works for you, but generally we say have the support in front of you if you know you need that support there. So you can switch between the two. If you're really comfortable and confident without that, you might want to crowbar in some extra trunk zips, as I call them, so you've got some extra shoulder movement on the other side, but the focus here is about what's happening around your middle bit, all the muscles that cross through here. And obviously your spine is moving here. Hips stay fixed. Have a little pedal in between, so just have a switch out, change positions, frequent changes of positions, so we set up stable positions again, are all beneficial. Here's the trunk turn or twist, in stand, wider position. Better off if you know you want support to do this here, a little bit closer to that table there, and as I turn, can you see my hips are not moving, they're not drifting, and I'm always pausing in the middle. Return to sender in the middle here, fix the hips and turn, and it's not a huge range of motion, can you feel that you're mobilising your middle bit. It's exactly the same in sit. Anchor the buttocks, the lift, the upright posture is part of the turn. And return and pause, and you might want to take a full release there to then grow again and turn. So it's about, if you think about your nose and your sternum are going to point in different directions and return. You could add an additional head turn if you would like, but you don't have to. But of course, to look over our shoulder, we would want to turn the trunk and the head, but there's additional movements going on there. So that's your trunk turns already in your day somewhere. Just take a pause and recover. Trunk muscles will get tired. We're building their stamina. These supporting parts are really vital for ease of movement. Here's the third movement. It sounds like something by Beethoven, doesn't it? It's the third movement. Back extender, big extender. There's the upright. So as upright as you comfortably can. Lengthen in the middle here. A bit more activity in the tummy muscles perhaps. And then an extra squeeze kind of middle and upper back. So if I turn directly to the side, there. And then after each one, return and release and recover, build again. You're going to get that pelvic shift, upright and there. And the gaze stays fairly forward, just kind of a bit of a diagonal, but we're certainly not tilting the head back. Have a feel your way around a few of those. You might feel that you want to put your hands on the thighs. That might ease and direct that movement. In stand, extra feedback for you if you have your hips fairly close to a table. Lift and lengthen, and on the extend, you shouldn't feel any changes in the hip position. So if you start to feel that you drift towards the table, have a pause and think about that not happening. So that generally means making the movement smaller. So a smaller movement there, so your supporting parts kind of learn what they need to do. Keep the weight even here, ensure that you're not shifting the weight backwards either. And of course we need these extending movements for all of our reachy uppy type tasks. Okay, third round of circ boost, and then it's the ankles, feet and toes. Here we go again. Select, so pick a mix of circ boost. There's nothing exciting about circulation boosting. It is what it is. We just want to get it done. Stick the benefits in the bag, and then use them for the things that are exciting and that we do enjoy. So here we go. I'm not lying to you. I'm not going to suggest circulation boosting is exciting. It's really not, and it's not intended to be. Doesn't mean to say we ain't got to get it done. Get the job done. That's what this is about. Here we go. Arms and legs if you would like, or keep using that support if you would like. That keeps us ticking over, a bit of flurry, extra circ boost, increased blood flow, light lift of heart, keeping that going. And we're getting the lungs moving more as well, of course, if we need to breathe deeper. All right, standing options for ankles, and then I'll give you the seated options. We are going to have moments of intermittent standing on one leg. Use this external support. If the balance challenge feels too great for you, wait for the seated options. We don't want to challenge the balance here. We want to increase the movement around our feet. So using external support side on, so as you can see here, leave the toes behind. Get your toe hinges going first. Get some toe grips going on. You might want to take some toe scrunches. As that heel lifts, keep the weight kind of big toe and second toe if you can. This so that the ankles don't roll out. Have a glance down to check that everything is doing what you want it to do. And then with the outside leg, the leg farthest from the table, just check that. This is so I have optimum support down the supporting side. Have a glance, place the heel, can you get the toe there instead? There. And you might want to step out that intermittently, regain balance, set up position again, and off we go. So sideways on, we're here. Now, I don't know, for the keen eye you might have seen there, if I step out to regain balance, before I take this movement, I want to step in to hip width, and then I take that one. And that's significant. So I don't want to take that ankle movement from out here. I want to step in, feel steady and stable, and then take the heel toe action. And as you can see and feel, you've got the hip movement as well, and also the knee. To do the other side, you want to put the support to the other hand. So the leg farthest from the support is the moving leg. Foot stays under the hip. That's the standing options. Here's some sit options for you. Full back, backside in right into the apex of the chair, keeping an active sit. So extend a low lift of the foot, and this could be the one for you. So we remove that standing balance challenge altogether. Have a glance down, toes can extend and squeeze. You'll feel activity in the calf muscle, you'll feel activity in the front of the shin. Both of these sets of muscles work to give us this toe flex and point. Of course, amongst other things, needed for walking, stride length, and we need this degree of mobility to get shoes and socks on and all things like that. Now to bring this all together, let me give you the other option. Heel walk forward. Depending how long your legs are and actually how comfortable you are at the hip, you can replicate that standing one as well. Now, the minute I lift my leg from the floor, something might happen here at the hip, so you might want to give yourself some more support. You don't really want to compromise what's happening around the pelvis in the trunk. So if that's not comfortable, go for the previous one. There and there. In between those, have some toe scrunches going on as well, and then just have it, just bring it all together to draw this movement snack to a close. Practice your hip hinging with your foot placement. That can be with support on the chair or support on the thighs. Head and chest are lifted, ball of the foot through to the whole of the foot. If lower limbs not on your radar, you might want to rehearse your seated extensions in various different directions, keeping your buttocks into the chair. And if you're in stand, deliberate strides, just get yourself ready, just to finish off this movement snack, bringing it all together. Movements work all together to achieve successful tasks, shall we say. Here's a few shirt offs, single arms or doubles, and finishing with a Bex hug, insert any other name. Upper back squeezes, chest squeezes, keep your chin off your chest when you do this one. We've got some front of arms as well. You might want to do a few extensions in the hands and the wrists. I think pretty much everything is moved. I did a one knee wobble there. Alrighty, I think that's it. I can see your comments flying in. Right, that's it. That's me done. I will be back with you for Lucky Eights at 4. If you're confused, come back at 4 and you'll know what Lucky Eights are all about. But in between that, movement snack sandwiched in between, you've got Kels. Kels is in for the noon. Let's tune into her, see what she's up to. I'm off. See you tomorrow. And can you guess what track I'm going to use for tomorrow's motivational message? Right, keep moving, everyone. Keep moving, snacking, crowbarring in. Every movement minute counts. Bye for now.